Hello everyone, this is Haxaclappa. Today we'll be reviewing the premiums, and here are the timestamps so you guys can jump to where you want to be. So let's take a look at what game passes we can buy. First off, we're going to look at Lifetime Premium, a game pass that I actually did by myself. So what do you get for about $20 worth of Robux? Basically it gives 50% XP, but that's pretty much irrelevant, 50% more coins, 200 medals, 20% off the medal purchases, and you get premium missions. You can get the premium tag in game, which basically turns your name gold, and you can also get the premium role in the Discord server. And yeah, so otherwise you would be buying this to get these premium missions, which some of them are actually pretty good and pretty annoying when you have them locked. So yeah, I think it's pretty nice how the devs actually offer a lifetime solution to the premium account problem, and I think it's pretty good that we get access to that. Anyways, I would definitely recommend that over any other Game Pass. So let's get into the next one that we're going to cover. Next up, we're going to take a look at the cheapest Game Pass, the Aerobatic Smoke Colors Game Pass. So this Game Pass is 100% for aesthetics, and it really doesn't give you any advantage in game at all. So with this Game Pass, you can choose 7 more colors rather than the normal boring white that you get without the Game Pass. So let me quickly show you the colors right here. So first off, we have dark blue. Next up, there is cyan, which is just light blue. We have dark green. This is it's pinkish, but it's magenta. You also have orange, which is one of the more distinct colors. You also have dark red. This is also one of the more darker colors. And then you have the normal white, which everyone has. And lastly, we have light yellow. There really isn't much to say about this Game Pass. It's completely cosmetic, so yeah, you get it if you want. It's really not that expensive either. So now we're going to jump into premium plane territory with the Ho 229. This thing basically costs $20, and you get a jet in the German tech tree. So let's go talk a little more about the jet. So first off, this jet has the premium modifiers on it. So the jet basically gives you more coins per kill, and that stacks with premium if you have it through Roblox Premium or Lifetime Premium. With that said, now let's take a look at the plane itself. And so yeah, this plane, it's a flying wing. It's pretty goofy looking, but it still flies like a plane at that tier. Now, if you look at this plane and you say, hey, it doesn't have a tail, well, this thing in game actually does have a rudder, so that's pretty cool. Not sure if that's historically accurate, but it is what it is. And if you guys saw, if you guys are looking at this plane and you look on YouTube, you're probably gonna come across the video of someone calling the Meteor basically a discount 229. And really, the Ho 229 can be basically described as the worst Meteor. This plane turns worse than the Meteor, and it also has a lower thrust to weight than the Meteor. Furthermore, the aircraft actually rolls worse than the Meteor, so it might be a little hard to get guns on target sometimes. This aircraft is also armed with 2 Mk103s. They're pretty slow firing 30mm cannons, and they actually have some pretty decent velocity, at least compared to the Mk108s. So the armament really isn't half bad, and here I'll show you when these guns actually shine. So this MiG-9 completely choked his shots, and right here you can see I pull in and I kill him with 6 rounds. That was a pretty nice clip. I was not exactly expecting that from this plane. But yeah, that's the Meteor. he does outturn you. He basically outdoes you in most things. Now let's talk a little more about the other aspects of this plane. This plane, it's pretty big, but in the head-on, it's actually quite a small aspect. It's pretty flat, so I found it pretty hard to full commit something like this when I'm in a different aircraft. However, this thing is actually pretty big side aspect, so it would be pretty easy to get hit side aspect if someone decides to shoot you while you're turning. So yeah, that's the Meteor. Basically, it's just a really funny looking flying wing aircraft, and it really isn't that special. It's not bad, but it's not great either. With that in mind, I don't think I could recommend this vehicle in good faith. I'd say it's really just average, it's nothing special, but hey, at least the game isn't pay to win, I guess. So yeah, that's the Horton. It's pretty funny looking, so if you want a nice looking plane that looks pretty unique, you might as well buy that if you want. But it's not really that great in terms of flight performance. So if you want a cool looking plane and want to support the game, you might as well purchase this plane. But just purchase lifetime premium before you're gonna get this. So next up we got the Me 262 A2A, and this plane is also in the German tech tree. It is a level 8 aircraft that fights in tier 4 servers. So let's talk a little more about the aircraft. This aircraft is a jet that fights in prop servers, and you might think that that would make this thing good, but this plane really is not good. So I thought selling the Ho 229 would be extremely tough, but this plane makes the Ho 229 look like an amazing aircraft. This plane is basically the Me 262 that comes after it, which you can get in the standard tech tree, except it's premium and it's lower tier. This plane does have slightly higher TWR, thrust to weight, at the cost of 2 cannons, but these are the MK108s, so 2 extra cannons really doesn't matter. The MK108s are very low velocity cannons, which means that you have to get really close to kill people, or you could just kill them in the head on like that. These cannons do a lot of damage, so that's what I meant by having 2 less really isn't much of a problem. The MK108s basically require you to be extremely close range, and you'd think that this shouldn't be a problem for a jet, right? Because a jet is fast? Well, no, not really. This thing is not that fast. It burns speed pretty quickly, and its TWR is pretty bad, so it's hard for it to accelerate back at speed. And as you see, I'm diving right now, and I'm really struggling to catch people. And this is the MK108. It really sucks when it comes to slightly longer ranges, but that guy turns straight, so it really doesn't matter either. So this plane, it is what it is. It's not really a good plane. It kind of struggles at its tier just because these guns are absolutely atrocious, and the plane's airframe doesn't really do much to help that. And this guy just died to the head-on, so I guess killing people in last-minute head-ons is something it can do. But otherwise, at this tier, you're going to get outturned by basically everything else, and you really do not have an energy or speed advantage over everything else, which is quite problematic. This tier, however, is pretty low skill though, so you'll probably be third-partying people anyways, or full committing head-ons like that. And so otherwise, this plane would work and you can grind with it. It's just not a very enjoyable aircraft or a powerful aircraft overall. With that said, this plane does not get a recommendation from me. It's nothing special. You can basically play the same plane in the tech tree. This plane also doesn't really look funny like the Horton. It isn't overpowered either, so yeah, it's just a pretty average vehicle that I don't think is worth around the $14 you'd spend on it. So lastly, we have the Spitfire Mark VC. This is a level 6 plane that fights in tier 6 servers, and it costs about $7. So basically, this Spitfire, it's definitely the best premium you could buy in this game. And for those who want to call the game pay to win, you might as well point this out. And this plane, it's very good. It turns really well at low speed, and it has quite a good armament of 420 millimeters, and this basically just allows the plane to club more effectively because you have better armament. You have 720 rounds at its tier, but it's actually 480 without any ammo modifiers from this tier, and yeah, you get more than enough rounds to kill two, 3, 4, 5 people easily. So this plane is pretty brain dead. All you do is just hold S and you could get on someone's tail pretty easily, and it has more than enough cannon to kill people. It's probably better than the F4U1C, which is what I use to grind a lot of tech trees. Basically, if you just want something to grind the game, this would be the perfect plane for you. There's really not much to say. This is low tier. People are bad. If you have some idea on how to dogfight, you're gonna kill anyone, and it really doesn't matter what plane you're in. And so this Spitfire with its premium modifiers will allow you to grind the game a lot more effectively. And yeah, that's about how I can sum up this plane. It's a very effective grinder, and if you want to farm the game, just buy this plane. It's the most accessible premium. For a premium, it's definitely the premium that does its job the best. So I will definitely recommend this premium if you're just looking to buy a premium. So in conclusion, yeah, these are my final recommendations. If you want to buy something, get Lifetime Premium or Spitfire Mark VC. After that, you could get the 229 or the Smoke Colors. Just don't get the Me 262. Anyways, thank you guys for watching the video, and I'll see you in the next one.